wearing new boots, you know.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Gosh,
welcome back to Good Day Big Bear, and this is the Find a Home in Big Bear version. I'm John Wells with Exit Realty.
And I'm Dan Bathurst with Exit Realty.
I'm squeaking today.
Squeaking.
I don't know what that is. Maybe it's thinking
I don't
about
want
you
to know
guys.
what it is. So.
Maybe it's thinking about you guys doing that polar plunge next weekend.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Okay. So that's all we want to talk about.
Well, very
it's
good.
going to be one freezing moment. I can tell you that.
Make sure you tune in to Good Day Big Bear every morning at 7 a.m. live, and at 6:30 we're having Find a Home. Find a Home starting at 6:30. 5:30 and 9:30.
6:30 in the morning.
In the morning.
6:30 in the morning.
So you and I will be on before Good Day Big Bear.
Nice.
So you got to get up a little bit earlier, Dan.
Gosh, I'm already having a hard time.
We're with Exit Realty here in Big Bear Lake, California, bringing the stats this week, and stats are how you predict the market. I think it's
Well, it's just as long as we've been doing it now, we have a pretty good eye on what is going on in the marketplace, and everybody can say what they think is happening, and based on what they heard or what they talked about at the local hub or the donut shop next to the officers, whatever the case may be. But we actually have the facts. We judge a lot on what is going on in our MLS and taking those numbers and putting them on paper, and they're on our website, so you can follow up with that. For what we don't hit on, you can definitely look it up.
Bunch of different websites. You've got ExitRealtyBigBear.com, which is our real estate site, and our stat site is FindAHomeInBigBear.com. It's non-branded. It's just kind of the data over the last 14 years.
As Gloria would say, it's a
plethora of information. There you go. There you go. So we're coming to you on February 18th, President's Day. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday weekend. It's kind of busy in town.
It is.
Yeah, lots of folks up.
It's kind of, and now we got a storm coming. And,
new snow.
Do the storms come after? Well, the last storm was before the weekend.
Optimally, it would be like a Wednesday, Thursday. So they got time to get the roads plowed for Friday.
Yeah.
And big enough to bring the news vans up the hill so everybody can see it.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be a good-sized storm.
Yeah, a couple feet.
Cold. Yeah.
Ben's calling for a couple of feet by Tuesday morning. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And yesterday it was only a foot, and the day before that it was only 6 inches.
A couple of inches
so
as we get closer and closer.
I'm staying home.
Residential so far year to date, and these are our year to date. We currently have 302 listed in residential. Now, residential is private party sales or new homes as well. 302 listed from 2,985,000 down to 58,000.
Nice.
That's a huge
range.
That's a huge range. And that's still about half of what our norm had been over the last 10 or 12 years.
Yes.
So not a whole lot of listings.
But what is your average?
Our average sale?
Yes.
249, 227.
Okay.
Last week it was at 273, 148. So we had some sales last week closed. We had 10 closings last week. So that affects the averages quite a bit this time of year when we have so few actually sold. Average square feet, 1,511. We're at 165 a foot.
Wow. Well, that's what we were 170 something.
175 a foot last week. Yeah. So it's a little bit of fluctuation there. Days on market still 120 days, 4 months.
Well, that seems to be that still the lending fear. The lenders just aren't moving as fast as you'd like them to. Like I said, the most important thing is when you're looking to buy a house, do the agent that you're working with a favor and get pre-approved with your lender, even though your pre-approval letter is going to say all subject to the underwriter.
Right.
But the idea is you want to do as much groundwork as you can, and so that when you do make an offer, that you have all your ducks in a row the way you should have, so that the presentation goes smooth, the negotiations go smooth, and especially the escrow will go smooth.
The lender, and do have the immigration papers from when your great-great-grandparents immigrated into the country. Having just gone through one of these loans, I tell you, the paperwork they want is incredible.
It's amazing.
And the real challenge seems to be the appraisals.
Yes. Yes,
because we kind of alluded to that last week, but
that HBCC program that is still lurking out there really limited how many appraisers we actually have in the valley that actually know what they're talking about, and so we're getting a lot of appraisals from down the hill that they don't necessarily know they're afraid. Everybody's afraid to put their name on anything, as
Sure.
we know, from inspectors to engineers to you name it. So it's just one more of those entities that people, liability-wise, they're gonna come in as tight as they can
Sure.
right now in this market that is so uncertain as to where we're going. So,
And the National Association of Realtors has always said every market's local. You can't generalize about how the
Right.
country's going, because every market has its own unique buyers and sellers and real estate. In fact, the California Association of Realtors is looking at, and you just got back from a legislative meeting, about making sure that agents pretty much practice in their backyard, because I wouldn't know anything about tides and
Right.
swells and stuff selling on
Exactly.
the beach. I know about snow removal and snow loads and stop and waste, which other realtors in other areas don't necessarily know about, and you have some risk there.
Basically, what they're considering is having people, if they're going to list in an area, be certified to do that, and not necessarily ban them from it, but they just want them to be educated to understand
Sure.
the marketplace.
Because your client or your customer looks to you to
Absolutely.
have the expertise to
Absolutely.
help them from falling into buying
And
stuff.
it's really
and selling
nobody's
stuff.
fault, because
No. Mm-hmm.
a lot of the banks are dealing with agents down the hill, because that's where the bank is located, and they already have their preference and their choice of who they do business with, and that's understandable. But when you move at or work out of your area, then you need to be educated about your area. We have a lot of different rules up here and a lot
Sure.
of different much heavier construction and everything else, and the values are the cost to build is much greater.
Yes.
And so, those are hurdles that they need to understand and need to cope with. And, disclosure is the biggest and most important thing. And so when you're listing your house and you write out those disclosure forms, remember, that's you're swearing to the fact that that is legitimate information and all is disclosed. That's the purpose of it. And it can come back and bite you if you don't disclose what is needed.
Sure.
And if the agent doesn't represent exactly what needs and put emphasis on that, then it can be a problem for everybody.
Right.
So.
Speaking about the banks and their appraisers, how are we doing on bank-owned properties, foreclosures, and short
Foreclosures,
sales?
I tend to lean on the foreclosure side right now. I
You do?
believe that it's a little, yeah. Well, favor. How's that?
Favor foreclosures.
There's a whole lot of mix going on with short sale right now, and I think it's
Right.
it's kind of disrupting people, and people have been a little frustrated with short sale. We have 14 year to date. 4
On
of those
short
were
sales,
cash
14
on the
closed.
short sales. And those 14 could have been started back in June of last
Sure.
year. So it's more like a hit or miss situation.
Your days on market for those are right around retail, 140, 150, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and that's an average. I mean, and
Oh.
out of 14, my gosh, who knows what really, how many, 7 of those could have been,
Right.
200 days. And,
Yeah.
And so anyway, and our average on that for square foot is 1,397, $149 a square foot. I mean, 107 square foot. The average price is 149, and you're 100,000
165.
more
Right.
in your average resale.
Right.
So it just tells you
It's
that
still-
this market is kind of dragging, if you will, at 29% cash. Our biggest marketplace for the short sale was investors. So they were putting a lot of cash out
Right.
there, and we were in the 40, 50 range, and now we're down to 29%. 4
Right.
cash deals out of 14 for 2 months. That's not saying much.
Right.
That's a very weak point. They're still getting 93% of their asking price. You got here. Our highest sale was 695, sold for 550, and really, and on the market for 440 days. And that's just basically
Wow.
telling you that
440.
the key to the high range homes, they're still not in that short sale bracket that people are willing to stick their money out there on the higher cost, but they are working on the low end as everybody stays, and I mean, you've got, what did you have here in your resale for your highest? 199,
$1,965,000.
and so out of that one, that was on the market for 536
Yeah.
days. So, and these
Little
are on
while.
the market for 400. And you get into the foreclosures, your highest is 409, and it listing and sold for 390, and it was on the market for 159 days.
A lot quicker.
Okay.
Well, I would imagine on the short sale, the note is bigger,
Yeah.
probably, and so the banks are even more hesitant to short themselves on those larger numbers.
Well, probably the most interesting thing is when they're doing a foreclosure sale, and it goes to auction a couple weeks before or a week before. You can actually go online and get that auction number and everything else, and find out what the starting price is going to be. Well, what's happening now is, and I'm not exactly sure how they're balancing it out. Sometimes they don't want that number on their books, so they will. Your starting price is going to be high, and so you're not going to get as good a deal as you normally would have a year ago or 2 years ago, because they don't want that loss on their books right now. And so that's becoming a big play for the foreclosure. So now that house comes back out, and everybody goes, my gosh, it's less now than what it was at auction. You know, but it pushes it further down the road for the bank, and the smaller banks struggle with that. Larger banks don't.
I actually ran into that this week. I used the new Fannie Mae website, where you these are foreclosed in REOs, which is what's that stand for? Real estate owned.
Yes.
It's where a broker would take over a house, fix it, bring it back to market value, and then put it back on the market for the bank. And that's just like a retail sale. It is just like a retail sale.
Yes.
They're not flexible with that price.
Well, and the reason
very
is, so
much
you
at all.
understand, an REO is the purpose of that is to, when you commit to do an REO, that means the agent is willing to put the money into that house to bring it up to market value.
Not foreclosure market value,
not
trash or whatever, but.
Yeah, and no, so they're putting money in there, cash for keys, repair everything, put the new tubs, put the new doors on, put everything.
Oh yeah, this house is immaculate.
Yeah, everything that needs to be done. So that's what they say. They bring that up to market value, and that's a deep pocket situation for an agent. An agent that does that, I commend you. You know, that's a lot of money out of pocket waiting for your return, because you have to invoice the bank when you do that. But you're putting the money out there for all that needs to be done to bring it to market value. But your commitment is bring it to market value.
Right.
And I believe there's something that, and I'm not real positive about this, but 99 days to sell it after that point. And if you don't, they yank it from you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's a tough thing to do.
Talk about a pressure market. But using the Fannie Mae website, you make the entire offer online. You don't talk to a person.
No, and that's absolutely correct. And the same thing with, you know, it's very similar to the Equator program. It's for Bank of America, Wells Fargo, GMAC, and a couple of small banks. You know,
wow. Interesting stuff. Well, we promised you last week we'd specialize on an area, and Exit Realty, we do things a little bit different. We have what we call our neighborhood agent.
Yeah.
Kind of where you know, going back to the guy in the neighborhood there. So where you live, work, and play. And my focus is on Bear Lake. We have a business here in the village and been doing this stuff and here in Channel 6 for quite a while. But it takes in Eagle Knoll Point, Eagle Knoll Estates, Hamilton, Ironwood, Estes, Winter Park, Boulder Bay, Metcalf Bay, Sawmill Cove, basically South Shore all the way to the dam. And traditionally that has been about 85% second homes. It's been the resort area, what used to be called Pine Knot, and that's changing around a little bit. It was at a utility commission hearing and talking about water use. And second homes obviously don't use a whole heck of a lot of water.
Right.
But a lot of those folks bought those homes 15, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, with the intent to retire and move into them.
Right.
Well, that's happening. There's a lot more of us getting that retirement age. Certainly not you or me. No. And so we're starting to see a higher full-time residency in what has traditionally been a second home market.
Wow.
And so we're getting a lot more remodel stuff going on, so it's rejuvenating a couple of things. In Bear Lake, we got government leases, businesses, restaurants, lakefronts, a lot of lakefronts, of course, some multifamily, there's special assessment districts, and the village. And actually, 2013, so far, we're off to our best start for the year in over 7 years.
Wow.
It's at $201 a foot on residential. This is the best year since 2007, and it's the lowest days on market in 7 years as well. It's been very interesting. Currently, we have 17 sold listings in the Bear Lake area, a high at $1,150,000 and a low at $62,800.
Wow.
62.8 was 2 days on the market. So that low-end stuff, it goes as soon as you get it. So
Quickly.
It pays to get a realtor to stay on top of this stuff for you and set up the flash reports or whatever and keep you up to date on the bargains when they hit the market. So if you have questions on Bear Lake, give me a call. I'm John Wells, 909-856-0862, BigBearExit.com. And this is Dan Bathurst for everything else.
Everything else. So 909-878-0522. And you can also email me at Daniel@ExitRealtyBigBear.com.
And we have an ad in the little pocket-sized real estate magazine.
We always and the welcome and the reason we do that, you can do it in several
Big
different
fancy
magazines,
glossies,
the big ones, but
ooh.
those are usually a lunch and dinner entertainer, and then they get smack the kid or something, and then into the round file, So we put it in the little Welcome Home magazine, which is a phenomenal magazine, and it fits right in your hip pocket, so you get to take it home with you down the hill or whatever, and gets you good exposure between here and Palm Springs. So. That's our source of actually advertising. Plus, all the things that we do, we are very focused on the internet.
Very much.
We do a lot of that, and that's where most of the people are
99%
shopping.
of the buyers come
so,
from. Yeah.
But for that little local thing, pick up one of those magazines, look for us in there, and we're happy to answer any of your questions and get in touch with us.
Even if you're not thinking of getting in the market for another year, now's the time to start getting up to date and keeping a good pace on what's going on.
And no obligation. I mean, we'll take the time to educate you, help you the best that we can. Obviously, we can't give you legal advice, but we can certainly give you some guidance on what's out there and available for you.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Have a wonderful day.